it is time for us to come together as one united people.
1 year ago today, November 8th, Donald Trump is elected 45th President of the United States. He addressed supporters in New York shortly after receiving a concession call from Hillary Clinton. Former White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer is giving us his thoughts on the last year and the challenges he faced. In part 2 of our interview, Spicer tells me about the president's love of Twitter. Donald Trump's Twitter, how big of a problem is it?
Well, I think you can look at it in one way, but I think, again, considering the fact that he won an election, I would look at it the opposite. I know it drives a lot of people crazy, but at the end of the day, it was largely a successful tool that allows them to communicate directly with the American people. It's a way that he can ensure that, that he can say what he wants, how he wants it, when he wants it.
And that's what his base likes, is
that
right? They do,
because I think what people were tired of the last election is being told what issues were important by the media and having a lot of politicians that were very scripted by talking points. And what Trump offered was a degree of authenticity that people hadn't seen in a long, long time.
Over the weekend, Saturday Night Live performed a skit of Sarah Sanders, who's your successor, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
It was really brutal.
Well, I think that between Saturday Night Live, the LA Times, quote, Pulitzer Prize winning...
Horsey, David Horsey. Let's just update that Sarah Sanders was called a chunky soccer mom. Horsey published an apology for his body-shaming comments.
It is, again, this gets back to this double standard. I think that the media loves to talk about all this concern they have for women, for bullying, for whatever, but when they do it, it's not the same. How many of those same anchors that have called out the president and conservatives stood up and said what this, quote, Pulitzer Prize winning person from the Los Angeles Times was wrong? I mean, how many of those mainstream journalists that have this faux outrage over and over again when this LA Times reporter made fun of Sarah's appearance, when Saturday Night Live mocked it, said this has gone too far? Zero. Where are the folks at NBC, CNN, Politico, Washington Post calling this out?
How good did it feel on the Emmys to get up there and play Melissa McCarthy?
Well, with all due respect, she was. I didn't play anybody. I played me, and I think that got largely lost in this. Is that I think that the idea that somehow I was playing anybody, they played me. I played me.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I just want to be clear on the intellectual property on that. It is me that people were playing. So I don't.
I was kidding. But did it feel good to do that?
Look, the White House was an unbelievable honor. It's great to have that privilege.
President Trump called journalists enemies of the American people. Is that true?
I'm not. I think that he's entitled to his view. I think we have. Look, I think a free press is critical to a democracy. I think there are some members of the media who have an agenda, who are unbelievably focused on a narrative that attacks the right, that attacks people of faith. There are folks on the right that go out there, and that's the beauty of a democracy and a free press.
When you stood behind the podium as press secretary on January 20th and you lashed out at the media saying the crowd size was large, you were immediately attacked. People called you, actually called for your firing on that day, on your very first day. Right. You got that a lot. Do you regret that? Do you regret coming out and punching so hard?
So this is how I wake up every day. I think that as a person, but also as a Catholic and a Christian, I wake up every day saying, was I the best person that God put me on this earth to be? Can I be better? And I think that that's not just true with, interviews I gave or whatever, but it's interactions with my family, with complete strangers, and saying, could I have been nicer to that person? Could I have treated them better? That's what God asks us to do every day. And so I wake up every day and saying, could I have done something better? Did I do everything with the gifts that He has given me? And so the answer is, yeah, I set that day and probably every other day, including today, and I'll say, did I do the best job that I could have? Could I have been kinder? Could I have said something in a different way?
I asked this of you the last time you were here. You said that your faith guided you every day, while you were working there. The first thing you did every day was pray. Give me another example of your tenure there where your faith just kept you going through the day.
Well, I mean, obviously, you pray a lot in that job. And I think at tough moments, which there were plenty, that's what keeps you grounded, is to know that somehow that this is all for a greater good, a greater purpose, and that you just need to have your head on straight and to know what your priorities are. And that's what I had to constantly remind myself, is that there's a plan, and I just need to trust God and know that as long as I know I'm doing the right things and listening to what He's telling me back, that I'll be good in all of this.
Sean Spicer, former White House press secretary, thank you.
Thank you.